And so, aloha, welcome to Stepping Into Your Big Adventure. I'm Jaden Fox. If you haven't met me before, you'd know me by now. And so, I've wanted to do this call because I've been inspired lately by my big adventure, and partially I wanted to share some of my adventures. And I noticed that as I've gone through my process, I've learned a bunch of things. And I wanted to kind of share some of those and see what's relevant in your life. Um, because there was a time, I don't know, a couple years ago, where I was in this big flow and everything was just juicy and fun and it was going really well. And then it started to become less of that. And there was more struggle and more discontent. And it was like, wow, what is that? And the amount of clearing that it would end up doing every day became more. And the short answer is I realized that there was a change in my life that was seeking to take place. And it was about me getting in alignment with what I really desired and what desired to occur in my life all at the same time. And I went from a space of really quite profound struggle. Like I've got all these amazing tools, some of the best tools on the planet for changing things that nobody else can even touch. And I still was struggling. And it's like, wow, what is that? And what I'd noticed when I was traveling, which I'd never really traveled a lot during my life, but in recent years, I've really started to enjoy the traveling. And we spend about 6 months a year going somewhere else and just kind of hanging out different places and house sitting and changing homes and doing cool different things like that. And there was just something really juicy about being in other places and the not knowing where you're going or how to get there, or we're driving on the opposite side of the road, or like all the cool experiences that you have. Let me mute that. Ian, you're
Do
getting
you
an
have
echo there.
Spotlight on?
No, I probably don't.
Okay.
But thank you for sharing that. Let me find my Spotlight. Doo-doo. Thank you. And so okay, I was muting Andrea here. So my adventures in traveling became really exciting, and then we'd come back home to a beautiful house in Hawaii, and it was just like, oh, we're home again. And it's weird because like my brain would go, well, we have all the stuff that we like here, and it's a beautiful place, and there's just amazing people here, and like this has been home for me for like 12, 13, 14 years, and it's like I should be really happy here, but I wasn't. I got into struggle here, and I felt dull here and almost bored here. Like there was nothing else left here. And I became, or Rosie and I became aware that like we really did want to do more traveling, but it's like, how do you do that? Like we don't actually enjoy coming here anymore. Like where would we enjoy living? What would be a fun place to live? And that started opening up, exploring like, well, where in the world would we want to live? But we like traveling many places in the world. So it kind of caught us in this. And we finally got to a space where we were like, okay, so what if we just go into traveling? We just stay here for a month or two and then go there for a month or two and then go here for a month or two and just travel around, just go wherever we feel compelled to go, usually by changing, doing house sitting, or trading houses or different things. And what we noticed about that whole dance is that it was energizing to us and it was exciting to do that. And what is everything that all this brings up so far? Let's just kind of grab all that stuff, whatever that stuff is, and everything, all that is, can we choose to destroy and create, let go of it, and send it away?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy,
Liquefy,
all dimension,
liquefy.
vaporize, all dimension, liquefy. And so I, I don't know, a couple of months ago, well, it's more than a couple of months ago, probably starting October, struggle started getting really intense. Came back home and it was just like, and like no matter what I did, it was like I was going against the flow of something. So do you ever have those spaces in your life, or are you in a space in your life now where you feel like you're trying to walk upstream or against the flow of life? And that's what it felt like to me. Like I'm in a deep river that the current is coming towards me, and it keeps trying to push me backwards or out of the way. And no matter what I do, like there's stuff pushing against me. And I didn't recognize it immediately, but over time I began to realize like I'm going in the wrong direction. Like this is no longer easy or fun. I'm like pushing against something by staying here. Yet at the same time, there were all these tangly energies that kept binding me here and wanting me to stay here and trapping me here. And so you get caught in this bind of you're in a situation, in a job, in a house, in a location that is binding you, that doesn't want you to change, yet you can feel that you're going against the flow of something. Like something is wanting to shift, like you should be headed in another direction, or something else is seeking to occur, and you're not in alignment with that. So everything is extra work and everything is more struggle. And so what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and all manipulation around all of these topics, and expand to bigger than the universe and bigger than a multiverse, bigger than a beyondverse, beyond that. I'm going to mute Alexandra, that echoes. And beyond that, beyond all that. And everything that all that stuff is, can we choose to destroy and create all that stuff?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that.
Vaporize, liquefy,
all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will universe, vaporize, liquefy. Just let all that go. Not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours, not yours. Wow. So it's weird. It's like we were in a space where we knew what we wanted. We wanted to do more traveling. We knew we didn't want to be here anymore, yet we didn't seem capable of taking action or doing anything about it. And we weren't doing anything about it. And we felt stuck and trapped. And it's kind of like, again, being in a river or being in a stream, and you're up against a big rock. Your back is up against a rock, and this water is coming at you, and it keeps pummeling and trying to bash you. And if you move from that rock, there's another rock there. Like whatever. Like it's just that's what it felt like. And so you've got the flow of life that's seeking to take you somewhere. The authentic flow of life that's seeking to take you somewhere. And then you've got the manipulations of this reality that are seeking to keep you being the same and not changing, because they don't like change. The manipulations of this reality love to keep everything the way it is. And then you've got the other attachments that you have that you're not necessarily aware of, that like you don't realize how much stuff binds you to things. Just owning that stuff, it's like, I can't just go travel. I've got a house and I've got all these possessions and I've got the car and I've got this and I got that, and it's like, what do I do with all that stuff? I can't just walk away from it. Well, technically I could, but like still it's like you get in that bind. So what are all the binds that you have in your life that are preventing you from getting in alignment with the flow that's seeking to happen in your life? But it's everything that's binding or trapping you there. And what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and all manipulation around all of that stuff? And everything all that stuff is, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Rescind, evoke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. There we go. Just let all that go. And what are all the manipulations that are binding you in place, that are preventing you. Because it's like sometimes I see myself when I'm in my ideal space, I'm like a weather vane. You know, like you see like the north, south, east, west, and there's a rooster, or there's something on top that when the wind blows, it rotates it to be in alignment with the direction the wind is blowing, and you can tell what direction the wind is blowing. You know what I'm saying when I say weather vane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's like, what if ideally we're more like that? That when the flow of our life changes, we just easily shift into that new flow and get in alignment with the direction of that stream, the new stream that is seeking to take us to a new place, or seeking to nurture us, or seeking to support us. Like if that stream is seeking to support us by going here and we're staying over here, we're not only separating from our support system, but we're now against the flow of things. And we're now open to more. It brings up weird energy. So everything that all that this brings up, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 vaporize. So what energy, space, and consciousness can we be to be in flow with our authentic stream of existence here on this planet, like the one that is fun and play and light and exciting and dynamic and delightful and playful, and just allow yourself to contemplate or to tap into that. What would be the flow of your life that would be fun and light and playful and dynamic and exciting, and allow yourself to receive that? Yeah. Yeah. And what is everything in the way of that? And everything that all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. So let me wrap up my story here, and then I'll open it up for more interaction. It's like, so once I recognized the rock and hard place that I was in, I realized that I could sit there and keep clearing all that I wanted to, but it wasn't going to change. Mostly I realized it because I tried it for months and it didn't change. And it wasn't until I started to change that I could start to let go and stop struggling with clearing, that I started to recognize clearing isn't what's seeking to happen here. Taking a different action is what's seeking to happen. And I just one day I had it. I was so frustrated, and I'm like, this is going to change. We are leaving here. And I set a date. We are leaving by this date. I don't know where we're going. I don't know how we're going. I don't know how it's going to happen. It was like a month, 2 months out or something like that. And just set a date. It's like, I'm leaving here. Like, I knew what was necessary, even though I felt trapped in it. I chose, and all the pieces over the next week or two just kind of magically bloom, 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 fell in place just by me choosing that and starting to take action towards that direction. And all of a sudden it got easy, and we started to find that we could we found a website. What's that website?
Trusted House Sitters.
Trusted House Sitters, where we could put ourselves online as a high-level experienced house sitter, put up a profile, and other people around the world who were looking to go someplace for a month or 2 months or however long they're looking to go, we could connect and find if there's an alignment there, and then we stay in their house. And we were like, well, how cool would it be to just sell this house, get rid of this, all our stuff, and just travel around the world and stay in other people's houses and explore different cultures and explore different countries. And we were both just giddy with excitement. It was like, yeah, let's do this. And it was easy to do after that because we had a direction and we were now in our flow, and flow started to return in life, and magic started to return, and all this cool stuff started to come back because it felt like it had gone. And it was because I was now back in alignment with what I was actually seeking to have happen in my life that I wasn't seeing or wasn't totally in alignment with. And now we are 2 weeks away from
less than 2
less
weeks.
than 2 weeks away from walking away from this place that we've lived for the last 3 or 4 years, and just start
And
to
2
travel the world.
suitcases, one checked suitcase, one carry-on.
Get everything down to 2 suitcases. Imagine what it's like to take all your possessions down to 2 suitcases. It's an interesting challenge. It's a little bit different than 27 items a day.
Oh, come on. It was really hard for me.
Oh, no, I'm not putting it down. I'm so busy.
Oh, I'm just teasing.
Yeah. But like all those dances are like, as an infinite being, there's something about my life isn't what other people's life is like. My life has never been like what other people's life is like. And I noticed that I was living here and like going, yeah, I should be happy here. It's like, well, that's not me. Like, what is me? Well, me right now, and it keeps changing. It's always different. It seems to be, I don't want to say it's always different. It changes on a regular basis, and it changes. So what is everything? What is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of the things that we've opened or engaged so far? Wow. And everything that all this stuff is, can we choose to just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize. All dimension liquefy. 333 vaporize. 333 liquefy. And a new thing that I've been playing with a lot, it's new in the way I use it, is what are all the disguised memory implants that are here in your life? They're like inserted memories or mental energies that are inserted into your reality or plugged into your reality.
Yes.
That at some level they can create like past life memories, or at a simpler level, they just create chaos and garbage. Allow yourself to perceive all the past or all the disguised memory implants around you being in alignment with your flow and your excitement and your fun and your delight.
Ooh.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
And everything that all that stuff is, can we choose to just try and create all that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize,
Vaporize,
liquefy.
liquefy,
All dimension
vaporize.
vaporize, all dimension vaporize. 33360 liquefy, 33360 vaporize. And then also vacuum, like grab a galactic vacuum and just. Wow. Yeah. So what is all that kind of stuff brought up for y'all? What do you want to play with?
Okay, well, the first thing I thought of was, well, I have pets here. I couldn't just leave them. But I like the idea. I think it's cool. That's just what came to mind. It's like I do have things that kind of tie me here like that. Although, hey, there's house sitters for pets. Or
You
pet
go to
sitters.
trustedhousesitter.com, and not only do you get somebody who can be totally qualified for your pet, they even have access to a veterinarian service 24 hours a day. They can ask questions if there's a problem with your pet. Like there's so many ways that all of your problems can be handled when the mind stuff and the limitation gets out of the way. Yeah. And that's where some of it is just choosing. I choose that. This is fun and exciting. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen yet, but I choose that. And all of a sudden you open up to the resources that could resolve those problems.
Yeah,
Well-
I do think they like a team or two people in those situations. Okay, that might be my limitation or my idea, but
Well, you can totally, like the place we're going to, they requested a couple.
yeah, I think
There's other
that's
places that request a single person.
And
So,
there are places that request a single person. Yeah.
and there's
cool.
lots of single people doing it.
Yeah. And
There
there's lots
are-
of couple doing it.
nice.
There's totally a space for single people. I had a 6-month house sit in Australia out of the blue. You can easily do it. That is totally a mind limitation
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
about being the single person.
I
Yeah.
have a German girlfriend who has been on the road house sitting for 4 years all over the world.
Mhm.
And she does, chores for people and mends and cleans and does whatever she has to do, but she has not had a home in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is so cool. So what do they do for health insurance? All right, I'm being too practical, but I'm
I
sure
don't know
it's
that
worked
she
out.
has any. I
What-
don't know.
What's health insurance?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
But the
I
answer
haven't
to
had
that,
health insurance in 20 years? I don't
but
know.
there,
I don't think that way.
I know, but there's that's a simple solution too. There's a traveler's health insurance that people who travel, it's like $35 a month, and that's it. You go with it for all over the world. Another, nothing to that. You
Yeah.
just have to, all the sites, there's house travel sites, and they give you the wealth of information of everything you need to know, like what countries need visas, what don't. You just start networking. And you just pull it up, and it's so easy. And then follow what's light, and it'll take you right to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of just like you, Rosie, you and Jaden have done. It's like deciding that you're open to whatever the universe will give you, and
Or
then
what we're
that
choosing
allows
to
it
do.
to come.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
Michelle.
Well, I think, something in here.
Keep talking.
Okay. I think one of the things I'd like to kind of bring into this picture is that for us, we started doing home exchanging, and we were finding that we were really enjoying it. And then that led to this sense of, oh, but we don't want to be tied to this location. And so I guess I'm wondering is, how do you perceive when your life is moving toward a big shift? And for Jaden, what he's talking about is that feeling of the energy coming toward him and pushing him against something that was holding him back behind him. And so there was also another flow that was going on, that was going totally around that rock, that we started stepping into, and then it started carrying us. And so I think there's something about, and it'd be interesting to see what's going on with people here, that they're feeling this, both maybe something blocking, but something calling them, something, and it's not going to look like what it looks like for us, because we're all different. But there's this paying attention to this energy and what supports that's calling you forward and calling you, and that's kind of the really exciting part of it, is when you kind of see, we kept playing around, like we were doing the home exchanging, and we were doing this and that, and then we liked the traveling, and then it came to the place, well, we didn't want to just move. I mean, we even did astrocartography and what different places would be good for us energetically, and we'd visit those places, and then it wasn't good for us energetically. But it takes a while to find where do you slip off of that rock and start going into the flow and that's in everyone's life. I think we come to those points where there's like something's just ready to bust loose and shift a pattern that we get stuck into.
Yeah, like what is, and it may not be about travel. It may, I mean, this what your next big adventure may be about moving to another house, or might be moving to another job, or getting a dog, or letting go of a partner, or like, I have no clue.
Getting
like,
a partner.
Getting a partner. Like, what is your, that brought up an interesting energy. And everything that all that brought up. And yeah, so everything that all that brought up, and all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all that, can we just try and credit it all?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes, I
Yes.
choose
Yes, I
that.
choose
I
that.
choose that.
Yeah.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension, vaporize, all dimension, liquefy. 360 vaporize, 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And at the same time, there's something about travel that I remember hearing many years ago. Dalai Lama suggested that every 10 years you should go to another country that doesn't speak your language. And at the time, this is many years ago, I was like, what? Like, what's the point of that? Like, why? Like, really? I'm an American, and like, this is the coolest place on the planet to be. Like, why would I want to go anywhere else? There's no egotism or centrism around that. It's like when I travel, I get to see how other people live, and what's cool is it shows me the conditioning that my culture has given me. Like growing up in America, there's a certain way that Americans be and are conditioned to live. And we go live in Australia, and all of a sudden they live differently. It's not huge differently, but it's differently. And when we go to Thailand is very different. In many ways, the money system is different. There's just so many differences that I see me in a very different way. So everywhere I go, when I was in Germany, like I could see me different. Like every country, I noticed not only the people were different, which causes me to question the prejudices and the belief systems that I have about the way people should be living, but it's like I also saw another version of me. And how in Australia, there was just a light, fun way that people be with each other that I didn't experience in America. And there was a friendliness and an ease that I didn't experience in America. And driving on the side of the road does different things. Like there's all these cool things that let you experience more of you by being in other cultures. And so I also don't want to play down that. I think it's a very dynamic possibility, or it brings up very dynamic things when you go in and hang out in other cultures for a while. But so what is up for you? What is seeking to unfold or be birthed for you?
Ratnanishka, I have lived in Australia for 3 years, and I lived in India for a year and a half. And I don't really want to live somewhere else. I just want my artistic, we worked on this 6 years ago.
Everybody froze up.
You will help me unfold my artistic creativity. Well, I feel that I'm ready for another level. And my traveling right now is I'm starting to buy things from Africa and Tibet and Nepal. And I'm trying to figure out how to move my creativity to a new level, to a new way of being.
Mm-hmm.
Without stress, without worry, without trying to figure out where am I going to sell it. What I've been doing is just buying these awesome things from awesome places and creating new things. But then what do I do?
Right. Well, it's like there's the surface level of what's going on, and then there's the under level of what's going on. So allow yourself to tap into, for everybody, what is the under level? There's a surface thing that calls you. Like for us, we thought we wanted to live in another country. And when we tried to make that work, it didn't work. It kept glitching. It's like we thought we were just going to move to another country. And that kept glitching in different ways. And it's like, okay, so that's not exactly it. So there's the surface thing that's the doorway that's inviting you somewhere. And then there's what is the deeper thing that's seeking to express there. So allow yourself to tap into what is like exciting for you, and what is different, what seems like it's pulling at you in some very different direction. Tap into that, and it doesn't have to be mental, just like tap into the energy of that. You may not even understand what that is, and that's fine. And now tap into what's under that. And what's under that.
A lot of water flowing somewhere.
And what's under that? And what's under that? Wow. And allow yourself to connect into a future version of you who is already connected to and living that experience. And connect to that future version of you, wherever that is. And there can be multiple ones. Connect to the multiple ones. And just feel the energy that's there. And does it feel exciting or does it feel boring? Like, what does that feel like?
Nurturing.
Nurturing?
Yeah.
Yes, nurturing, joyful.
It feels a
Joyful.
little scary.
And scary, yeah. So how much is that fear and how much is that excitement?
Feels like more fear.
That felt heavy when you said that.
I know. I know.
I know.
It
So
wasn't a
is
good
it-
thing.
So here's the question. Is that your fear or is that something else's fear?
I get both. I
Okay.
get both.
So
Yeah.
what are all the energies that are in you that fear change? What
Wow,
are all
there's a lot.
What are all the entities, demonics, creatures, aliens, gods, and this is for everybody, what are all the entities, demonics, creatures, aliens, gods that are in or around your universe that want your life to stay exactly as it is?
Yeah.
And that fear change or don't want change or actually would resist change as long as you allow them to remain in your life.
Oh, woof. We're clearing
Hi
that
there.
up.
And expand to bigger than the universe, perceive more. Bigger than the multiverse, perceive more. Bigger and beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And freeze, tap to down, freeze, tap down, freeze. And where were we, the infinite being, when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? Freeze, tap to down, freeze, tap down, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate at all those points. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate at all those points. Freeze, tap down, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate. What is everything you agreed you would do for them and they agreed they would do for you? Ooh, can we destroy and create all those agreements?
Ugh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And what is everything that was the benefit or value of having those energies in your life? Hanging out, companionship, company, sameness. What is everything that was not the benefit or value of having those energies in your life? And everything, all those fixed points of view are, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, book, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. And do you choose to, and some of that is releasing it already, I can feel it, but do you choose to release those energies from all of your universes?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
I choose that. A prime creator, remove all these energies from all these universes. Do this now. Banish, anchor, banish, anchor, banish, anchor, banish, anchor, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, anchor, banish, anchor, banish, anchor, banish, anchor. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And just choose to let him go. 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 If you're not sure let him go. You can always bring him back, but if you never let him go, you'll never know the difference. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, resend, revoke, you can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anchor, banish, anchor, banish. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Nice. Yeah. Feel the space there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now, how much is there fear?
Are you feeling the sound? Are you hearing the sound?
I'm hearing a sound, but I can't find it, so I still keep scanning for it. But we're talking about something else. So she talked about fear of going into that direction. How much fear do you have there now?
It's quite a bit less.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, I want to say less than 10%.
Cool. And how much of what's remaining is fear, and how much of what's remaining is excitement?
It still feels like it's fear.
Yeah. Okay. So does that fear belong to you, someone else, something else?
It feels like it belongs to me, but I think it might be a lie.
So
the fear that's coming up is that I can't do it, that it's not possible, that, I mean, I that's the part that I think is the lie. And that everything is changing so significantly without my conscious permission.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that I'm I'm on the crap end of the stick is what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. So how
and
much
I think that's the fear, is that I'm being forced into something I don't want to be forced into.
Yeah.
Oof.
So now you can have energies that are in your system that have been there for such a long time that you associate them as you. They become part of you. So how much is your life feeling like that? And how much is someone or something else's life feeling like that?
Wow.
Wow.
It's almost like they piggyback. It's almost like I can feel that it's somebody else's, but I've bought into it, or I've imprinted, and it's mine. I've taken it on as mine.
Yeah. So everywhere that you've taken that on as yours or attached to that, can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I choose it.
I choose that.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And just let all that go. Wow. And that's the dance of like untangling who is you and who is not. Sometimes when you look at those, it's like, is that even my experience? Like, is that really what's happening in my life? Well, no, not really. So is that, like, you could be bound to aliens and these different energies, and you've got people like Jaden and people like us who are actually dismantling this reality. Like, how comfortable would it be to be of this reality, but having it dismantled around you? Like, it's not necessarily relevant to us, but like, if you're part of limitation, if you're part of the construct of limitation here, and you're noticing that everything you ever thought was real or true is being dismantled around you and banished and uncreated, then it's like, whoa, this world is dissolving, and it's scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Feeling.
You feel the kind of lightness and shift around that?
I do.
Yeah.
Process.
And so all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and all shikyu and all disguised memory implants around all this. For everybody.
Yeah.
Wow. And everything, all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Resend, voke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Because it was mind-blowing to me, the amount of manipulation that showed up in my reality to try to keep me here and to try to get in the way of me making a change. Yet when I would get in alignment with what was real or true for me, or what was flow for me, nothing could stand in the way of that. It's like it could nibble at it, and it could kind of try to mess with me, but the flow that was seeking to take me where I'm headed now was kind of unstoppable. Not kind of, it was unstoppable. It was going to get there one way or another. It's just, that's where, how can I let go into more of what's real and true for me? Not into the universe, not into somebody else's desire, my family's desire, or the people around me's desire, my culture's desire. How can I let go and align with what's seeking to unfold for me, the authentic me, my essence, what's flowing, what is my existence? Like, how can I allow that to direct me and guide me, and just kind of let go of and move everything else away? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and all manipulation around all of this, and expand to bigger than the universe, bigger than a multiverse, bigger than the beyond the verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And all that, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah.
I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Whew.
Wow.
Moist. Moist.
Just wow.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I'm very similar to what you and Rosie went through, wanting to move and, the push and the pull thing. But I sat down and wrote what the component of adventure was to me and my past adventures. And I keep getting, and I don't think we've taken care of it yet. I keep getting the unknown.
Yeah, so is like the fear of the unknown?
Could be the fear of the unknown.
Or
but it's
something
like
else.
There's this thing called the unknown.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. And that's what was interesting, is being here is very known. Like living here in Hawaii is very known. Matter of fact, that's one of the things that's like laborious about it. Like, I know there aren't restaurants that were particularly, there's some restaurants, but like, I know we've done a lot of the things that are new, and like, there's not a lot of new adventures around here. And like, it's so known that it's no longer even comfortable. How much is, this is for everybody, how much is your known beneficial for you, and how much is the known beneficial for that which seeks to limit you?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and all shit you around all of that. Can we just try and create all that?
Yeah, I choose
Yes, I
that.
choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize,
Absolutely,
liquefy,
I choose
vaporize,
that.
liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Because what's fascinating is, a month and a half ago, 2 months, when I made that choice that this is going to change, like in the day before and in the day after, I'm still in the same place. The knowns and unknowns are still pretty much the same, but the difference, what am I trying to say? How do I say it? As soon as, it's like, what if you, the infinite being, and you, the infinite body, like you and your body, what if you thrive on unknowns? Like, what if it's exciting to you to have unknowns? Like, my life before felt stagnant and felt stifling and stuck and while my mind was happy because everything was neat and orderly and I knew how everything was going to unfold and there were very few surprises in my reality, it was boring and it was not exciting and it was not energizing for me in any but minor little ways. And in the day after I made that change, all of a sudden I'm still in the same reality, but my life started to feel exciting and I started to feel more alive and I started to feel more juicy about my being and my life, even though nothing had really changed from one day to one day. But my choice of alignment, it's like, how much are we, where's everywhere that you believe that keeping things known and keeping things predictable and organized and patterned is a benefit to you and is what you desire? Wow. Hi there. And expand to bigger than the universe and bigger than the multiverse, bigger than beyond verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And everything that all that stuff is, can we just destroy and create it all? All these points of view. I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim. Wow. Because it's like, for me, what I really, I've known it, like there's some part of me that thrives in a dynamic environment where there's a lot going on. When my world is orderly and predictable and I know it's going to happen on Monday and I know it's going to happen on Tuesday and I know it's going to happen on Wednesday, like there's a comfort in it. But is that my comfort or is that something else's comfort? And what do you get? Is that your comfort or is that something else's comfort?
Something else.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? So everywhere you're attached to that something else, can we just try and create your attachment to that?
Yes,
I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. And vacuum. Wow. I even vacuumed the topic out. I don't know what I was talking about.
Well, this is Bill again.
Yep.
Our homework was to facilitate our bodies this week.
Yeah, so Julie's in the Be Your Brilliance program, and they had a home play exercise around facilitating their body. Okay, keep going.
Okay. And I was asking, this belonged to me, someone else, or something else, or my body. Mm-hmm. And then I've been playing with this for a while about asking my body to assist me in doing whatever it is we would like to do together, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So could you maybe expand on that a little bit? Is that okay?
Yeah, so what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all this? And all the shikyu around all this? And all the manipulation around this? Wow. And everything, all that stuff is, can we just try and create all that?
Yeah, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish. Wow. So what around bodies wants to come out here?
I think for me, it's all of the ways that my body is in conflict with the change and with the expansion.
So how much is
stuck and won't move?
Okay, so it felt heavy. So I want to ask, how much is your your authentic body in conflict with the change, and how much is it something else in conflict with the change?
Well, my authentic body's fine with it. It's the rest of it that apparently isn't.
Yeah. So not only can you, so everything that all that is, can we destroy and create it all?
Yes, please, I choose
Yeah,
that.
vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Let me put some explanation in there. It's like you can have your being, your authentic being, and then you can have other entities, energies hanging out with you. And if you kind of hang out long enough, you kind of meld into one distortion. It's a distortion of you, but you meld into one energy. Your body has the same thing. So you have your authentic body, which is in alignment with you. Like when there are no other identities or energies in your body and being sync up with each other in a way that goes beyond anything that anyone can possibly understand. There's a deep alignment and resonance that occurs between being and body, and they're one in a very powerful way. Their desires, their draws, their everything is one. That's why in a lot of modalities, looking for what your body's authentic opinion is can be valuable, because it's like, well, body, what do you want to eat here? Or body, what do you want to do here? There's a deep alignment in body that if you nurture the direction your body wants to go, it's the same direction your authentic being wants to go. However, you can also have energies in your body. Now, we can look at that physically and go, well, for instance, let's talk about something like, okay, so you have beneficial bacteria in your body. Is that beneficial bacteria considered your body? Well, kind of, like it's all functioning all together as one. So is that beneficial bacteria part of the decision-making process? Okay, well, ideally, if that beneficial bacteria is actually being beneficial, if there's an alignment there. But let's say you have Candida as an example, where, because I've danced with that for many years, or used to dance with that, and it's like when you have that in there, like there's this craving and hunger for sugar, and like, oh my God, I need this or I'm going to die. So is it that you're going to die, you're the being? Is it your authentic body's going to die? Or is it that this other energy, Candida, is going to die? Oh, the Candida would die. Oh, okay. So now, is that authentic body, or is that something else? So you could see how, like, even on a physical level, you could have something that's functioning in concert with your body that isn't actually your authentic body. It's taking your body out of alignment. You can have even energetic things in your body that are functioning to take your body out of alignment. So the way I simplify that is is this, what does authentic body desire here? Because I can go downstairs, and I don't have a lot of the stuff anymore, but like I could have this body craving for all kinds of things that when I eat them, I'm like, why am I eating this? I don't actually really like this. But there's some part of me that's craving that. That was not authentic body. That was something else that was craving that. And as I've eliminated the honoring of feeding the body those things, those voices get quieter and quieter, because I basically starve them of what they need in order to function. Like there's a whole other level of dance and awareness that goes on there. And I don't know where I was seeking to go here. What is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, were Nikki's commands, booby traps around all of this? Whew. And everything all of that is, can we just try and create all of that?
Yeah,
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. All of this is a huge topic that obviously can go in much deeper, but you can ask, like, how much of this is authentic body and how much of this is other, and just let that other be whatever that other is. And then just keep destroying and create your attachment to other, or don't listen to what other, like sometimes I'll go downstairs and I'll be, oh, well, let's eat something. And I'll hear kind of one voice that wants this and one voice that kind of wants that. And I know just energetically that authentic body doesn't normally go for this. Yet there's something wanting that. And I'll ask, okay, is this authentic? Which authentic body, what would you like? This. Other or inauthentic body or other body or synthetic body or whatever you want to call that other body, what would you like? And give it its voice. And you'll start to hear, oh, it has a voice and it has an opinion and it's wired in and it wants to have its way too. And it's part of the process of becoming aware of all the dynamics that go on in this body and in this being and in this existence. And how can you align with this and how can you get rid of that? Does that help?
Yeah, infinitely. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Cool.
Thank you, Jaden.
Yeah, you're welcome.
May I say something or ask the question?
Sure.
First of all, thank you and hello, everyone. This is, at first I felt or perceived like I'm mute on all levels. I was not even capable of saying hello. Now I'm saying hello.
Hi.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jaden, for this contribution, for this shift, because shift is truly amazing at the moment. And I'm addressing a question exactly to this particular topic you're talking about right now, being and body. I faced a situation where I was about, like, my whole being was craving for this shift. It was like a jump of faith. I was so orgasmically almost desired this change and perceived it's possible. Everything was working, and I required my body to participate. And I asked the body, and it refused with so much pain to come with me. And there was so much pain, like pain of, and my body was saying, you will betray me. You will betray me, in terms, and there would come up some memories where I would be with my body and I would go into relationship, or I would buy some point of view, or I would, I don't know, do binging, like eat a lot just to shut off the awareness or something.
Yeah.
And my body said no. And after
so
that,
let me pause.
Yeah,
let me pause you, Alexandra. Yeah, because I get the energy of all that. So all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, word keys, commands, booby traps around all of that stuff. Can we just try and create all that for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes, I choose that. I choose all of that.
Yes, I choose that.
And vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because there's a lot of stuff there. I want to say kind of categorically that body doesn't talk that way. Authentic body doesn't talk that way. That's Jaden's interesting point of view after having spent years untangling all of this shit in my reality. Authentic body does not talk that way. So what's the most direct way here, or most useful way here? What's the most fun way here?
Yes, what's the most fun way here?
Because I felt in your description here, it's a big, you feel the tangle of it?
Yes,
it's convoluted and
something
tangled.
Going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of emotionality wrapped in there. And so how much of that whole, okay, so what's the most direct way here? How much of what was claiming to be body was authentic body, and how much was something else?
Oh my goodness, so much. Oh my goodness, thank you.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Yeah, way
Oh,
something.
wow.
Yeah.
Thank
And so
you.
all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of that, can we destroy and create it all?
Yes, I choose
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yep. I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize,
Whoa.
vaporize, liquefy. And so the energy that stands out the most to me in here, there's dozens of energies in here. The one that jumps out the most, how much is this, how do I want to ask it? How much is this authentic body and being communications, and how much is this false light interceding?
False light.
Yep. And just let
False
yourself
light.
tap into that. So false light is, so authentic body functions in a range of high being like happy, delighted, down to kind of angry, disappointed, maybe a little depressed. Hang on, so we got an echo here. I'm going to try muting you for a moment. If you have more than one device, if you're listening to this on more than one device, we'll get an echo like we just had. So authentic body has this range of natural emotion that goes from, say, upper level happy, excited, to sad, whatever. Then there are synthetic emotions that have been added on top, and I call it the false light because we're often attracted to the higher range of this, not the lower range. We're attracted to the higher range of false light. So it goes outside of authentic body light, and it goes into synthetic emotions like ecstatic energies, even joy. I consider joy to be a synthetic emotion because body's happy. So if you ask your body, what does happy feel like? And body just goes, yeah. And if you ask your body, what is your authentic body, what does joy feel like? And there's kind of like a, like I don't totally understand that. Or that's how my body expresses it, like dog turning its head sideways feeling. It's like joy has a little squirrely in there. There's something awkward about joy. Body, do you know how to be joyful? Yeah, but joy? Like there are synthetic emotions that get stacked on. For years I worked to reach these, the spiritual community talked about all these higher level states of ecstatic bliss and ecstatic experience. Many of those run into the range of false light, which is attached to a false dark. So as soon as you engage the false light, you're engaging a package of energies that includes the false dark. So what is everywhere for everybody that we've connected to or are seeking frequency, to embody frequencies that are outside of the authentic range of bodies that are binding you to another paradigm that I'm calling here the false light. And once you engage the false light, you start to flip into false dark. You start to go into deep depression and sadness. Bipolar is an expression of this energy. You keep flipping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's an indicator of false light energies. So where's everywhere you've bound yourself or connected to what Jaden identifies here as false light energies or false light frequencies? And what are all the agreements you have that bind you there? What are all the entry, exit, re-entry agreements, divine, golden, billion, trillion year agreements, allegiances, alliances, loyalties, diplomatic relations, oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, bonded contracts? Wow. And can we destroy and create all that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Destroy and create, make null void, 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 null void, null void, null void. And what are all the binds? Double binds, triple binds, quadruple binds, binds, beyond binds, binds, me binds to infinitum. Auto install, auto reinstall, auto backup systems, technologies, magics, anchors, signatories. Wow. Can we destroy and create all those?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Yeah. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, sovereign being, sovereign body, free will, universe, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So false light for me is like a belief system that takes you into an entire synthetic realm of existence. You've seen anybody who's like, they're high drama about everything, and they keep flipping polarities between and big light, you know, kind of synthetic light. You hear them talk about, oh, I'm so happy and my life is so blessed, and they feel miserable. That's often an indicator of somebody who's really wrapped in false light. But this is a whole big topic, but it's a core energy that binds a lot of people. If you've gotten into the spiritual religion on this planet, and I spent many years in it, proselytizing, that is deeply connected to false light. And so what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, Shikyu, and all the disguised memory implants around all that? Whoa. Subtle, yeah. And everything all that is, can we just try and create it all?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. And vacuum. Wow. Does that feel different?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the short answer, Alexandra, to what was going on there. It didn't feel like it was authentic body. It felt like a manipulation. You can feel kind of, for those who were listening to it, or Alexandra, if you listen to the replay, like you hear almost this drama behind that. That's one of the flavors of false light.
Is whining a flavor of false light? You know, that energy of like whining victim?
It can be. It can be. Whining is kind of the victim strategy. I mean, if you look at kids are taught to whine to get what they need. Mm-hmm. Like, if they don't scream or whine, they're not going to get what they need. Kind of twisted paradigm that we have here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and all the points of view that we have that limit us around whining and all these topics that we brought up? How about on all the topics we brought up today?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. That grabs a bit more. Wow. And expand to bigger than the universe, bigger than the multiverse, bigger than the beyondverse, beyond that. Everything that is, can we just try and create it all?
Yes, I choose.
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that.
I choose that.
Vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Seven being, somebody first, vaporize, liquefy.
When?
Yeah.
This is Julie again. When my authentic body's talking to me, it's more like it's an energy thing, but it's more like the feeling of being adored and, you know, loved for, you know, just because. I mean, there's no reason. It's just that feeling of belonging. There's probably better words.
False light can manipulate in that as well, because it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. But it's like adored would definitely for me fit into the classification of false light. Because when you're one with someone or something, there's just a comfortable presence and comfortable, easy connection. Adored comes from a space of separation.
Right.
It's like some of the "oh, I deeply love you" is a creation of separation. What's funny is some of what makes the body being stuff complicated or confusing sometimes is that it's actually so natural and simple that it's hard to define because it is natural and simple. It's like body just knows me and I just know body, and we've been together for such a long time, and it's just so natural that it's like, is there love? Well, of course there is, but it's like, it's not a, "oh, Jaden, I love you so much." It's just a "right on, Jaden, we did that. Like, that was so cool." Like, I don't know. It can be. I would just say allow yourself to be aware of when you have extremes of that in there, because there's a natural expression. You look at a couple, and I don't like going outside, but if you look at a couple that's been together for a long time and they've learned how to be themselves and work together and support each other, there's just an easy, comfortable presence. There's not a big drama of, "oh, I love you with all my heart." It's just, they just flow with each other. It's more of just an easy flow. That's how I experience body being at its authentic level for me personally. And your mileage may vary. I'm not saying what's really true for you, but.
No, thank you. That helped a lot. Yeah.
Cool. And that's one of the things, and I do want to also invite in there for the people who are interested in exploring with, how do I want to say this? I want to do this differently. What is seeking to occur here? Because I want to put a plug in for Thailand, but I don't want to go into sales about it. I just want to mention it because body is our focus. The connection of body and being is going to be the primary focus of this trip, and we're going to keep it small. Actually, I'm going to limit the group to 8 people. So there's actually only 3 more spaces left in the trip. And I'm going to want to work with people, it's open to people who have worked with my material before and are interested in going deeper in their connection with their body. And that's something that traveling in general does, but Thailand for me has this deep connection to authentic body in a way where it's like I just show up different there. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to clear anything. I just be different there. And so it's natural for us to use that. And so we're gonna focus on that. And if you're interested in that, I will send you a link after the program. But it is definitely a body thing. But I do want to encourage that if you've not traveled and not been to other cultures and you're looking to become more aware of who you be as an infinite being, putting yourself in other cultures really helps you to see things about yourself that you couldn't see when you're in the illusion that you grew up in. Like, Thailand has its own set of illusions. Australia has its own set of illusions. India has its own set of illusions. And the conditioning that's there. And the people in India are conditioned around that. But when you go to India or you go to Thailand or you go to Peru or you go to wherever, you see them through your eyes, and as you start to experience the culture, you start to see the culture through you start to see yourself through their eyes. And you start to notice points of view that you have and limitations that your culture gave you. Like if you watch people from India, when they're somewhere else, they behave in a certain way that's part of their cultural conditioning. And it's characteristic. You can see that in people from Thailand as well. But when we go to Thailand, we see ourselves through their eyes, which lets us see a new version of us from their perspective. And when a culture is very different from yours, in a comfortable way, even in an uncomfortable way, you get to see a different aspect of you show up. And what I like about Thailand is it's not uncomfortable. It feels very natural to me, where India felt like, ooh, that's a stretch. Someday I will probably go to India. It's on my list of that could be interesting. But it's like, if you have not yet explored outside of the culture that you were raised in, I recommend that if you're looking for a shift, like if you feel stuck and you're looking to become aware and you can't seem to get things to change, dropping yourself into another culture for at least a couple weeks, if not a month, really starts to open things up and you get to see more. So that's my plug on exploring with other cultures. Other questions, other topics around connecting into what's seeking to unfold for you?
Yes, I have a question.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Jaden. What came up for me when we were talking about moving, I really love to move a lot and to travel and at a certain point I moved, I think 35 times in my life or something. And it came to an end when I think I started listening to spiritual teachers who started asking me, what are you fleeing for? What are you running for? You will take you take yourself with everything, everywhere you go. So, yeah. And then a bit like the fun was out of that. And I was like, what am I running for? I took that seriously. So what can we do with that?
Yeah. So what is all the conditioning that any of us have taken on around running from something? Like I've had the number of different jobs and things that I've had. It's very easy to say that, well, like you could come up with all kinds of excuses about that, but like I do one thing and I master it and then I get bored with it. And unless there's room for expansion there and room for growth there, I'm moving on to something different. And the same thing is around a place. Like I go to a place and I experience the energies of the place and it generates growth and there's an excitement about it and there's a diversity that occurs and a change and a fun, and then that starts to slow down and slow down and slow down until it's kind of stagnant. Like I've integrated Hawaii at a very deep level, and I actually did it years ago, and so being here is kind of like bleh. Bleh. It's beautiful, blah, but it's blah. And then when I go somewhere else, it's like, ooh, yeah, I get to figure out new things. You go to another place, it's like, well, something as simple as like, what are the grocery stores? Like, where do you get groceries here? Where's the hardware store? Like, how do you, like, everything's named differently and you can't find anything. And like, I love that. There's something really exciting about that. It's like going on a treasure hunt for things. And I don't know, there's something deeply nourishing for me personally when I move. So what is everything? Yeah, what were you going to bring up?
Sorry, Jaden, and I only have a couple minutes left, so I wanted to throw It's the whole stigma of wherever you go, there you are. Which then if you bind into, you don't have the space to see who you are in a whole nother light.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Peace.
So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, were Nikki's commands, booby traps around all of this? And expand to bigger than the universe, bigger than a multiverse, bigger than the beyondverse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And all the disguised memory implants around all this?
Wow.
Wow. Hi there. And everything that all this stuff is, can we just try and create all that?
Oh, yes, I choose
Oh,
that.
yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. Because I kept telling myself I should be comfortable here. Like, I should like it here. Like, people like being in Hawaii. I should like it here. And I did. But do I now? Yeah, truth be told, not so much. But I noticed I love I've always loved moving, like Marilyn. Like I loved moving. I remember it was traumatic for my mother. That was the most traumatic experience in my mother's entire life. The one move that we did was the most traumatic thing for her, and they've stayed right put where we moved to, and that they won't move anywhere else, likely. But it's like for me, moving is exciting and it's fun, and like where is everywhere that we have taken on points of view that cause us to be like others, or to fit in, or to plug into the society or other people around us. Ooh, and expand to bigger than the universe, bigger than the multiverse, bigger than the beyondverse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond all that. Wow. And everything that all that is, can we just try and create all that?
Yes,
I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. And there's an energy here that doesn't seem to clear. So what are all the entities, demonics, creatures, aliens, gods, intertangled, intertwined into any of our realities? Whoa. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, trace, share, scan, IDL. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, freeze, tap down, freeze, tap down, freeze, tap down, freeze. Where were we, the infinite beings, when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate. So as an infinite being, from that point of view of an infinite being, when you witness these energies be created, assembled, modified, gilded, or sourced, from that space, pre-tag them or tag them, make a mark on them so you can tell who they are and where they are. Wow. 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 And if you want, pre-encapsulate, like put a bubble around them so you can tell who they are. You pre-contain them. Wow. So pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all. Whoa, there you go. And so now we know who they are and where they are. They kind of show up in your life. Like stuff can hide in my body, but if I pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, when it first came in, and then now all of a sudden there's this thing, there's a bubble here that wasn't there before. Oh, look at that. You're not me. Okay, out. Oh, out. Okay. And so, and who or what is everyone that they know, or everyone that they're connected to, and everyone they know, and everyone they know, and everyone they know? Wow. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all those. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all those. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate. Trace, trace, scan, IDL. And can we banish all these energies from all of your universes?
Yes, I choose that.
You can always bring them back. You can always choose to bring them back, but try it. And so if you choose to, Prime Creator, banish all these energies. Do this now. Banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. Resend, book, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. They can hang out in other people's universes, but you may not, you don't have to choose to have them in your universe, your personal private universe. And banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. There you go. Yeah, that creates space. There we go.
That's better.
Yeah.
It's almost like the movie Moana, where her dad, she keeps getting the call for the sea, and the sea is not a scary place until everybody makes it a scary place for her. That's what I got out of that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is when she finally does get out there, but they've made it so scary for her. She's not in sync with the sea anymore. And at the beginning of the movie, she is in sync, like you were talking about with your authentic body. She was in sync with her adventure.
Yep. How much have you been preconditioned to avoid or be in fear of things that you would naturally love or love to do?
A lot.
Just feel the energy of that. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all that. Can we just try and create it all?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, resendable, can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. Whew. Yeah, man, I'm not going to open up a new can of worms there, but so I want to do kind of a wrap up on this topic. Rosie, did you have something that you wanted to do, or we'll do it another time? I'm going to take that as do it another time. Okay, cool. So what is everything that is up or active or that's been kicked up that we can now clear just because we're all on this call co-creating with each other, and we like to do that. We like to create space. What is everything that's up or active that we can clear? Wow. And everything, all that stuff is, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I choose that. Yeah, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 liquefy, triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, all dimension vaporize. Resend, vote, can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. Wow. So what is everything that is in your way? No. So allow yourself to connect to, allow yourself to expand to, connect to the authentic body planet, the real living one, not the synthetic one or synthetic ones. Yep. And expand to bigger than the solar system.
Oh.
Yep. And bigger than the universe. Yeah. There you go. And bigger than the multiverse. Keep going, keep going. Bigger, 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 bigger. There's practically an infinite number of multiverses. That big. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay. There you go. Yep. And expand bigger than the mythical Beyondiverse. And beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. Bigger than the infinite realms. Ooh. And connect into your infinite being. Wow. Wow. And everything that's in the way of you just being able to stay expanded and free and in a big space, can we destroy everything that gets in your way of that? Can we destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. There we go. Yeah. Now allow yourself to connect to the energy of that which is seeking, of that which would be exciting for you in your life, you personally. And what would be something that would be fun and playful for your body, and something that would be nurturing for your body. Like what change in your reality, what new adventure in your reality is seeking to unfold? What's been calling you for a while and it's under the surface? Yeah, tap into that. And what is everything below that? Everything authentic below that. And everything authentic below that. Just tap into the energy of that. It's like that new direction. What if as an infinite being, we're constantly in this space of change, just kind of flowing from one thing to the next, and some things circle back around at another level. Some things go way out there and kind of nander for a bit and then come back, or whatever they do, but allow yourself to tap into your authentic, whatever the next thing is for you. That's already here. That's like, right, it's already present in your reality, but you've been unable to connect to it. Yeah. And everything that's been blocking or impeding or distracting your connection to those energies, allow yourself to perceive all of that. And can we destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. And allow yourself to connect to a future version of you or multiple future versions of you who have already stepped into that. And step into that reality. Just like try it on right now. Just step into that. And any of the ones that feel exciting, they're like, for me, if it's like exciting and almost on the edge of fear and like, oh my God, I have no clue how to do that, I'm on to something. I'm on that edge. Like, I love that edge. And sometimes it's like, oh, that's juicy. Allow yourself, and that brought up some stuff. Everything, all that kicked up. Can we destroy and create all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim it else. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So allow yourself. So what is everything that we could receive from future versions of us that would give us the most direct path from where we are now to where we're choosing to be, or where it would be fun and exciting and playful and delightful and energizing and nurturing for body and being to be or express or to adventure, to explore in. Allow yourself to tap into that. And allow yourself to receive. What is the most direct route to that? And receive. And just allow yourself to receive those energies. And don't think about it. Just allow yourself to feel energy shifting in your body. And let's ask, and what else is possible?
And I have an addition.
Let's first ask, and what else is possible?
What else is possible?
It's possible.
And receive that. Wow. And Rosie?
And I just like to add on, what if we can tap into right now that authentic flow of energy that is our core, authentic, vibrant flow of energy. Okay, and as we're tapping into that, let's kind of reach out on both sides of us and tap into that authentic, vibrant energy of everyone on this call now, and everyone who will ever listen to this call, and everyone who will ever be affected by this call through all of us.
Whoa.
And feel that energy and let that energy take us to where we authentically, that our core being is wanting and desiring and longing to go. And receive that energy and just feel that flow, because we are that flow. And we are on this call because we know that the flow of all of us is bigger than the flow of one of us. And that's why we're here. That's why we come together. That's why the Thailand coming together in person is there, because we are changing everything by contributing our flow to the big flow of all of us. Ooh, thank you everybody for showing up. It's so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is everything that we know? So, like, it's easy sometimes for me to see, or for us to see other people's things, but it can be sometimes challenging for us to see our own. Allow yourself to perceive what Rosie was just talking about, what everyone who's on this call and everyone who will ever listen to this call or interface with this call, what is everything they desire or require to know or understand or be like tap into that would help them to connect more easily and more readily and more playfully and more fun with their essence and their flow and their new adventure. And allow yourself to perceive all that information.
Wow.
And now let's just gift it to everybody who's participating in this call, whether live or via recording, and gift it. And now allow yourself to receive it, what other people have gifted to you.
Oh.
Wow.
And it'd be great if everyone could put their cameras on who have them so we can all do a thumbs up here. We got it going on. We got it going on.
You actually can't be seen on the recording, but only those who are live can actually see it. But yeah.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my sweets.
Yes. So
Thank you, Jaden.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jaden.
So thank you everybody for coming and playing with me today. And what cool new adventure is looking to unfold in your reality?
Yeah. Thanks for the contribution.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.